So we've got Brent here with, let's see, I'm not sure where you're from, Brent, yet. We got Jeremy here from Singapore. We've got we got Tracy in from the UK, Chichester. We've got Nathan in from Australia. Good morning to you. Guess good Wednesday to you, right? Let me check on one thing. We have our chat guy is going to get a link here real quick. Get that straightened out for him so I can get him on board. Sorry for the pause. Got to make sure we have everybody included who is due to be here in just a second. If you're just joining me, welcome to today's Facebook advertising training. I'm looking forward to giving you the skinny scoop on what's working right now for Facebook advertising and answering your questions along the way. We've got Andrew Scher coming on board here in just a second, who's going to be answering your questions in the chat and making sure that you are in good shape. I'd like to say thank you for joining me to Daryl from Oklahoma City. We've got Kelly in from PositiveWomenRock.com in San Diego. Melody's here from Houston. Welcome to you. Fiona's here from Southwest Scotland. Ross is here from doing music theory in Colorado Springs. Lily's here from Orlando. We've got Mark in from Ontario, Canada. Good morning to you. Let's see, we've got Stefan from Mexico. We've also got Scott from Hillsboro, Oregon. And we've got Ella from Canada. We've got Michael from Australia. Let's see, co-founder of the crowdfunding Blueprint. Very cool. Heather's here from caffeinatedcodemonkey.com. Those are K's instead of C's. We've got Peter in from Cape Cod. Shannon in from Ontario. We've got Tracy. Good afternoon to you. Curious Mind Consulting. Pavel is here from Poland. Jean Dilbert to you. We've got Vicky here from dogcoachvideos.com. Heather's here from Colorado. David's here, San Diego. Good afternoon to you. Carrie's here, Colorado Springs. Several of you are from Colorado Springs today. It's pretty cool. I got Bob from New Jersey. Man, there's a lot of people on this call. We got Shirley from northern Wisconsin and Taritha from North Carolina. Good afternoon to you. Checking in on Andrew Scher. Looks like you're good to go on your side. I believe that you do not have a microphone, which is fine. You'll be in the chat. But do you have a microphone of some kind, Andrew?
I do. I'm here, Bob.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me once again for this presentation or for this training.
Not a problem. I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to answering as many questions as humanly possible.
Awesome. Well, we've done similar trainings in the past, and I believe last time you answered about 382 questions in the course of our time, something like that. It was pretty intense. So thanks for everything you're doing inside the chat today.
Not a problem. Keep the questions coming, guys.
All right. So that was Andrew Scher. He's our paid media specialist here at Lead Pages, which means he has the awesome role of pushing out all of our ads and making sure that they are running smoothly, profitably, and experimenting with what's working so that we can bring the cutting edge information to you. He passes on that information to me so that the two of us can collaborate on these presentations, and then I can teach them to you and he can answer your questions in the chat. So make sure in that Q&A box that as you go through the training today, you do ask questions of Andrew, and then he will be answering them as best as he can. And of course, if Andrew sees something that he thinks that I should be teaching to everybody, we will jump on that too as well. Okay. Tracy says, great ads. Awesome. Yeah, we love what Andrew has done for us. He has a great team of designers here that help come up with the creatives for those ads, and promotions experts, copywriters, etc. So it's a pretty cool effort and good team that we've got going on here at Lead Pages, and pretty successful at it, I would say. Okay, let me just take a quick drink of water before we get started. If you just joined in, you're in the right place for today's Lead Pages Facebook advertising training. This is going to be a great one, and I know that you're going to learn a lot and hopefully take action on what you learn so you can move your business forward a lot faster. All right. So we're about 1 minute from the top of the hour. So if you haven't already done so, please let me know where you're calling in from. And if you'd like to share your business address, you can do so as well. Let's see. Shirley, the answer to your question is no, not this time. And let's see who else we've got. I didn't get to say hello to. We've got Andreas here from Vienna. Joy's here from Atlanta. We've got Bridget from Melbourne, Australia. Good Wednesday to you. Rick is here from Reading, PA. Lisa's here from Bristol, UK. Robin in from Boston. We've got Dave in from Andover. Dana from Canada. Sarah from Seattle. James from Buenos Aires. We've got Florian from Dubai. Awesome. We've got Chicago on the line from, that's Shalisa. And Sandra is here from Hawick and the Scottish borders. Lots of UK folks today. That's awesome. And we've got Paul from Sydney also calling in on Wednesday morning over down under. Judah's here from Washington State, Washington, D.C. And we've got Jeff in from Oklahoma. Awesome. We've got Dale in a few miles north of us in Winnipeg. Yes, just a few miles across the border. That's awesome. We've got Lou, Hot Lou from Minneapolis. Lou, dude, it's great to have you on the line. And I've really enjoyed teaching this topic with you at the digital marketing meetup not too long ago. So thanks for jumping on the call. Jeremy's here from Malaysia. We got Jenny from Ottawa and Kurt from Stockholm. James is in from Minneapolis as well. Great program. Awesome. And Michael's here from Las Vegas. All right, Michael says, I hope this is not going to be just a pitch for your product. Well, thanks so much for definitely being on it. We're going to teach as much as possible, and yes, we will offer lead pages, but you can do what I'm sharing with you with lead pages or without, just a little bit easier. But definitely we'll give you the opportunity to pick up lead pages if you'd like, but this is a very content-heavy presentation. As you can see from my slide deck, I've got 84 slides ready to rock and roll. So with that, we're hitting the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and get underway with today's training. All right, so we've hit the top of the hour. Thanks so much for joining me for the 4 secret ingredients to profitable Facebook advertising campaigns. This is Bob Jenkins. I'm the marketing educator here at Lead Pages. I'm joined in the chat by Andrew Scher, our paid media specialist. And ultimately what I am up to doing today is to give you the shortcut towards success in your Facebook advertising campaigns, whether you're brand new, never done one before, or you've been around the block a few times and you're looking for that one golden nugget to optimize your campaigns. And at the beginning, I want to set the stage here. You know, some people have told me that they've tried Facebook advertising before and they just didn't have success with it. They felt kind of like it was gambling, and essentially they put money in and they try to get money out, but at the end of the day, the house just seems to always win. And at its surface, Facebook advertising can seem a lot like gambling, but in reality, it's a lot more of a business investment that pays huge dividends when you do it correctly. So the idea is if you could put in $1 into a slot machine, pull the lever, and you could consistently generate $1.25, $1.50, $2 or more each time, that would be a business pursuit worth doing, right? Well, we can't guarantee that's what you're going to get, but we've dialed it in. And this is similar to what the results are that we get, and we want to shorten that learning curve for you and make it as profitable as possible for you to utilize Facebook advertising and do so in such a way that you feel amazing about and you can help a lot more people. Because at the end of the day, what I'm hoping for you to do is not just be profitable with your Facebook ads, but know that that is resulting in transformative impact for your customers and clients from all over the place. And one of the cool things about doing this with Facebook is you don't have to try to win at the expense of the house, right? That's what gambling is really about, why it's such a loser's arrangement in the casinos. But in Facebook, you can win, and it doesn't negatively affect Facebook. In fact, if you do win, it's in the best interest for you to win, because if you succeed, you'll keep advertising at a higher scale, and that'll allow Facebook to grow. So ultimately, what we're also doing as you go through Facebook advertising and what we're going to be sharing with you is that you're going to have this experimental zone where you're going to be investing some money into Facebook ads. And initially beginning, if you're like most people, including us here at Lead Pages, you're likely going to see a negative return on investment for some amount of time. And then you're going to get really good at it and you're going to succeed. And my goal is for you to have a super short experimental zone and for you to be able to get into that success spot and a positive return on investment and then scale it so that you can be as profitable as humanly possible over a long time to come. Okay, that's really important for you to be able to be able to take advantage of. So on behalf of all of us here at Lead Pages, I want to thank you for what you're doing with your business and for utilizing Facebook ads, for using Lead Pages. If you're a customer already, I know we have many people who are on this training who already are customers. But I want to thank you for what you're doing because you're having a very big impact on your audience. And on behalf of Andrew and I, out of all the folks that are here, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to teach you what we've learned and continue to learn on a daily basis because we're spending a lot of money on Facebook advertising. So this workshop is all about explaining for you how to profit a successful Facebook advertising campaign in plain English so you can understand it and implement it. I'm going to be sharing with you the exact 4 steps that we take here at Lead Pages. We generated over 4,000 leads, and actually that's an incorrect number. Just got an updated number from Andrew. Last month we got 10,000 leads and 320 buyers last month using Facebook ads. So we're spending a lot, we're learning a lot, and we're generating a lot of profit in the process. So I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing to do that. And I'm also going to be giving you those action steps so you can put this into your business no matter what your experience level is, no matter if you're spending $5 a day or $500 a day or $50,000 a day. You can learn some of the secret sauce that we have put in place for our advertising for your business. Also, you should know that there's no informational tease. I'm not going to try to sell you a huge advanced course that has all the rules inside. Instead, we're going to give you everything that we can bring time together in that most people normally charge for it. And you know what we're covering is help you where you are, a paid customer or not. But I do hope that you become a lead customer because how much will influence positively your ROI. Also, you know that until we have, it would be possible to show you everything soup to nuts so that you fully understand the nitty-gritty stuff. So we have a bonus for you just for attending. So for free, you're going to receive at the end of this training a complete Facebook advertising course that you'll be able to utilize and make sure the technical pieces are in place. You can hand that over to your virtual assistant or a team member, or of course you can follow it step by step for yourself. And as I mentioned, I will invite you to join Lead Pages and claim up to 5 awesome bonuses only available during this webinar if you would so like to. So we're going to run for about 90 minutes. Write down your questions as you think of them. I've got Andrew Scher, our paid media manager, in the chat room answering your questions along the way. And do take notes on your action items because ultimately this conversation really doesn't do much for you unless you do take action on what you are learning. Now, if this is your first opportunity to learn a bit about Lead Pages as well, just so you know, our goal as a company is to empower the majority of digital science line and help get leads and drive more sales in your business and influence and impact more people. We start control tools that help do that, and with ways to advertise quite well. And so our goal is to take care of heavy on marketing for you as you move your business forward. And our sense has been pretty profound. As a matter of fact, it's pretty hard to go a week without somebody in the media talking about what is success meant for Lead Pages. We are, number 220 on the Inc. 5000. We've raised a lot of money. We have a lot of customers, all that kind of cool stuff. But that's done because we are using Facebook ads in a very successful way. It's not the only thing we do, but we definitely have it dialed in. So I want to share with you what's working for us and what you can implement for your own business. And I have 2 quick questions for you to help me know where you're at in this process. So on the screen, you're going to see a question pop up, and I'd love to know the answer to it real quick. What's your current experience level with Facebook advertising? Have you never tried it, but you want to as soon as possible? You've tried it, but didn't really have success. You've had some success, but you're not an expert yet, or you're very successful with Facebook advertising. Take another 5 seconds to decide which one best matches your skill set to take with using Facebook advertising. To see how you gauge yourself, to know what you're shooting for in very few. So some of you, there's also first someone for you never others you've never had the few very successful out here that you're going to learn a lot more. My second and final question right now is: are you a current Lead Pages member? Just so I get a sense if you're already able to take advantage of the landing pages and the different conversion tools that we have, and if so, what level of membership you are. So just take a quick moment to say yes or no to that. That'll give me a sense of who's on the training and who can take advantage of that. I'll be showing you a little bit inside of Lead Pages along the way, regardless of if you are a customer or a member of Lead Pages or not. Okay, cool. So about 2/3 of you are not, and 1/3 of you are, which is fantastic. Okay, so if you're ready to go with your Facebook advertising, type yes into the Q&A box now. So I know you're ready. You've settled in. You've turned off your distractions. Your cell phone is far from you, perhaps, or at least in a silent mode, so that we can really get going with your information that you're looking for. Okay, awesome. Lots of yeses. Awesome. Very remember to do when you question and you share going to those. All right, so no one that creates a profitable advertising material is to create links and okay. It's the most important goal to have in access step is something. If you just please listen, first step would be much higher than you. And ideally, we're going to do all steps. But even if you just complete step one, you're going to be in a lot better shape than 99% of the people that I've learned about their experiences before taking this kind of training. Okay, so here's the thing: what most people are doing wrong, and what you might be doing wrong if you've already been running ads, is running ads to the wrong things and to the wrong people. So here's the way that most people think they should do Facebook ads. They get a targeted group of Facebook users, and we'll talk about targeting here in a minute. They run an ad to them, and they send them to a sales page that has your product for sale, and then somebody buys it, right? Now, in a perfect world, that would be awesome if that actually works. But the reality is it has an extremely low chance of success. Because if you run an ad to people who have no real familiarity to your company, to your product line, et cetera, you're going to be spending a lot of money and not getting a lot of return on your investment. So instead, what you focus on your step one is to connect. The primary goal of your advertising is connect with people on Facebook who should be looking at products and services. So to that, you're going to lead it or you're going to share it and just get. But here's essentially what we're going to be creating. Okay, we're going to be creating an opportunity for people to visit your ads, to click through to an ad, and then they're going to go to what we call a call to action page that's going to give something away for free. Okay, and if they continue to not opt in, we can target them again and remarket to them. We'll talk about that here in a bit. And ultimately, when they do become a subscriber, they're going to be removed from this ad set. Okay, they're going to be removed from your promotion of this particular ad and become a person you can market to in a different way. So what are some components of a good landing page that's going to provide you with the best chance of success? Okay, so first of all, make sure that you're giving away something of value for free. Okay, you want to give away high value content and have a good opportunity with. So that means that you give something that will have a solution to. Okay, and landing page should have some elements to it as well. Landing agency, if the only use as a person. You want to be front and center with either your company logo or a picture of you or something that identifies that there are real people behind the offer that you're presenting. You should have contact information on your landing page. Even if it's in the bottom of your page, you want to make sure you include that because Facebook wants to see that it's there. They want to protect their users from scammy ads and spammy ads and stuff like that. So having contact information will be important. Having links to your privacy and legal policies will be important. That helps you lower your ad costs and it helps you showcase yourself as a legitimate company that will treat your new subscribers very well. You should also have some navigation. You should have a limited amount of navigation. So we don't want you to have like 7 different links off the page or anything like that, but you should have at least one link that allows people to move from that to sort of a little with their space. Very important. So you have a designer data makes more system. Or if you just take it find your landing that audio knocked down on Facebook and your ads will not run if you have an autoplay video. Okay. Now, what we found at Lead Pages of testing this out on our own ad sets and then also working with our customers, there are some additional key features of high converting pages. So one is you want to make sure things are very simple. You want to make sure that there's a high benefit and low effort ratio. What I mean by that is when people come to your page, they're able to see that they can get something of value without a lot of energy or effort to expend. You want to keep that in mind. So you keep your pages short and sweet. You make sure your call to action button is above the fold, and you make sure that you repeat that call to action again at a lower point in the page if the page is scrolled down too far. Okay, so I want to show you some images of what good landing pages look like that we've been using inside of our advertising. You'll notice as you scroll through and read the fringes, all sorts of those that highlight down good and good to bind particular symbol. I want to get to the and with our leads to give you a real good initial landing page to work from. It continues to perform very well in our ad. So again, you have some navigation. This navigation actually scrolls down within the same page, so it doesn't go to another page. You got a nice call to action button up here at the top. You have a central call to action button and a good, clear headline of what you can receive. And if nobody scrolls past this point, they get all the information they need to have a good, high converting landing page that they can opt into and get the rest of the free gift. But if they do scroll down, we wanted to add some additional information. And so this particular type of landing page has some bullets that allow you to present for your new visitor a bit about your company, a bit about the features of your products or service or of the free thing that they're getting. And we included this picture. This one happens to be of me, but it could be a picture of your family. It could be a picture of company. Whatever you do, show your it's not a page. We just as someone to get gift. What we're going to do that is we go and we just run lots of see two primary things working super well. Resource guides work really well for ads that you're going to run all the time. So if you have an industry specifically, there was a lot of real estate folks on the call today, for example. If you're in real estate and you're dealing with people who you wanted them to become buying clients or selling clients for their homes, your resource guide is going to be a good first step that you're going to present. So 5 tools to help get your home ready for sale is a great way to build a list. As an example, if you try to advertise to people and say to them, hey, you should just hire me to be your real estate agent, it's just not going to work that well. But if you can get them on your list with a resource guide that's very helpful, you're going to be able to then connect with them to make that relationship. The number one thing that we see that converts the best is webinar registrations. So you don't always say this great on the part and make and go with it. What is your giveaway? Show it some similar about your great landing page. I also want you to make sure that you utilize a good thank you page in this process of making your initial landing pages for your Facebook ad campaigns, because ultimately one of the cool things you get to do is when you have somebody show up on your page, if they say yes to your free offer, they're going to put in their email address. You can take them to a thank you page that allows you to make sure they check their inbox, that make sure that they get what they asked for. But you can also request that they share your opt-in page with social media channels like Facebook or Twitter, LinkedIn or Google+, etc. And that becomes free traffic. You don't have to pay for that when you're doing your advertising. So you advertise to someone, you pay for that lead, but then when they share it with other people, you don't pay for those next leads that you would get. So it's a great way to lower your overall cost for your business. And that's ultimately what it's about. So we use lead pages because they're easy to use, they're fast to publish. We have those templates that are already high converting. You don't have to really think about them. We've also got built-in split testing and a great support team. So let me show you real quick how to make a landing page. You can do this on your own if you want to, but if you do have the benefit of working with a Lead Pages account, let me show you how fast it would be to make a landing page for your ad campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down until I get to my Facebook advertising landing page that I showed you before. We're going to load that up into the builder. And you don't have to worry about this being mobile responsive. You don't have to worry about this having anything out of whack. It's all in place based on what we see works inside of advertising. So you want to swap out an image, you just click on it and you pull it together. So I'm just going to share and say realize where you finally flip the and free up that here and then says okay, you just really is basically and you mind to campaign, Aweber, Infusionsoft, etc. You pick your email provider, you pick the list you want them to join to, and then you can customize the form. You can even send out the lead magnet from our system if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and select a leadership apps guide as what I'm giving away and swap out the text here for where can I send our top 5 leadership apps for your team. Okay, and then say, okay, I could adjust the rest of this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. We would set the thank you page up to a page that allows for sharing. That's just something that we would create separately. I'm not going to do that during this demo, but that's the way that it would work. Okay, so I'll just put in a link. This would be a link I would create for another page. Okay, so I say okay. We now have it integrated with our list. We go for until we checking them. It's going to be Facebook and be just go ahead and pay this for to out me as a favoring with like a stronger chip. Then I didn't keep here we're back in here we're going to go ahead and publish the page, and then we'll come back to that step in just a moment. But I just wanted you to see why people love using lead pages, because of how fast you can create a really beautiful looking landing page that's compliant with your advertising publishing platform, whether it's Facebook or AdWords, etc., and you can have a page ready to go in just a matter of mere minutes. Okay, so think about that, and if you can do this on your own, great, but that's one of the reasons why people love using lead pages. Okay, so what we want to do now is now we've got a good landing page in mind, and I've shared with you what's working for that. The next part of step one is to create a pixel page. So here's going to get a little nerdy. Okay, we're going to get a little geeky here for just a second, but it's a very important concept for you to understand, because if you don't do what I'm about to show you, you're flying blind, and your results could be great. You have this really by that. Remember, there are see ending shots. There's ways to and the reality is that if you're doing well, you're going to get between 5 and 20% of people who click on your ad will sign up for your free gift. And usually it's about 5 to 8%, depending on how good you are. But if you can get it optimized and utilize all the different features available to you, then you can get up to 20% or more of people saying yes. But what happens to the rest of them? Well, the good news is when you have this pixel in place, you're going to be able to capture the attention of more than just the people who say yes to that lead. Okay, so again, the best case scenario is your landing page captures 5 to 20%. You can email them in the future using Aweber, Infusionsoft, ActiveCampaign, Constant Contact, etc. But the 80 to 95% of the visitors who don't join your list, you can now remarket to them. Okay, and we're going to talk about remarketing here in a bit. How do you pick where you're going to picture of business connect to your page to one page, and you're on and you're going to live that list like this, and then inside of your landing pages, you're going to paste the code in. So if you're using lead pages, it's very easy to do. You come up to lead page options, come on to tracking codes, and you paste in the code. Okay, obviously I did not just copy the code, so let me make sure that I copy that and then bring it over to the actual campaign, and there's the code. Okay, so I'm going to stretch this box so you can see it, but that's all you have to do. You simply need to do it on all your pages where you're going to want to have people pixeled. This is a pixel code, so the jargon is that you're pixeling your visitors with this information. Okay, and this is a new pixel code that Facebook has created, and it goes everywhere you have access to this ability to paste in the code. Okay, so we're going to click on done. And then we would save the page. With so this one can be like sure work within no is the quarter say I'm sure like actually think through for me to answer to make sure that I get into that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down some more. Let's see what we get. Anything else? Please go over the pixels. I don't understand. It's from Susan. So Susan, feel free to ask another question if you want to clarify what I can help you with more specifically. Gail says, does Facebook now have just one pixel for everything? Yes. So they allow you to put the same one pixel everywhere. Now, if you've been advertising for advertising on Facebook for a while, you know that they've had conversion to lead pixels. They've had checkout for sale pixels. They've had custom audience pixels, and those still work for the next year. They're phasing them out at the end of 2016, and personally, I do like those a lot, but they are moving to this universal pixel code. And what you see here in green are a couple of little variables that they allow you to put in if you want to control or if you want to measure the, hey, there's one that's entire update, what happening or so that's really bad point. Actually, reading, so you'll be to pay information this. Okay, so your entire website inside your WordPress, you're going to pixel all your landing pages. You're going to pixel everything because that allows you to have as much power to market to as many people as possible and to market to them based on their behavior on your site. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's anything else here. There's a lot of questions coming in, so thank you so much for all these amazing questions that are coming in. What's the time span of a pixel? Is it the same as a cookie? That's a great question, BA. So a cookie lives on your browser, right? And if you clear your cookies, then as a lot of users do, then you're done. There's no way to go back to them. But a pixel actually triggers whether or not they're a Facebook user, and there's a different way that that information is stored, so it can't be wiped out. And you can advertise to people for up to 6 months after they visited your page, even just one time. So, and it's the kind of thing who have our going process. You use it for the end, when the end looks zero, your ring is out, so no longer can ever goes one per the Coco says, I'm sort of dumb, or I don't understand very clearly what a pixel is. So in old school, a pixel is simply a little piece of a graphic on your monitor. So you've heard of 1080p, perhaps. That's basically a measurement of how many pixels across how many pixels vertically does your monitor show or your television show. So it's just a little square of graphic, and you don't really need to know what that is. It's represented now by these codes that we put in place in order for it to fire. So it's basically an invisible piece of code that allows people to be tracked a little bit for your advertising abilities. Okay. Jacqueline asks again, can you go over again where to find the pixel? Sure. So inside of your business manager, you're going to go to business.facebook.com and you're going to click on tools, and then underneath this one, so that's going to be posts. Okay. Notice you also this number return. Tell your so for Facebook, but you know, so it work in a minute. We want to put it just about your head. Okay. So I'll add on step. So again, step number 1 is to have high converting landing pages that are pixeled so that you can market to people in the near future. And if you're wondering if we're going to have a great offer for lead pages at the end of this training, you're absolutely correct. We will do so. There's going to be bonuses ahead, up to 5 profit building bonuses if you pick up a pro or advanced annual account of lead pages. The link to that is leadpages.net/FB bonus. Okay, so again, you can do this without lead pages and be perfectly fine. It just takes a lot longer time, and sometimes it can be frustrating working with a designer or somebody else to make the changes as fast as you want them to be. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, so again, step 1, create better landing pages and pixel them. Step number 2 is to target the right audience. Target the right audience. And this is really cool because you can leverage face and who know which we have a limit who know people who are high so Group B, because Facebook's doing a lot of the work to advertise to Group A. For Group B, because they already know you and you're going to tell Facebook who they are, they're not going to charge you as much money for them. So your goal is to use Group A and advertise to them so that they become a part of your growing Group B. So in other words, you're going to target people who don't know who you are, get them to know who you are, and then market as much as possible to the people who don't know you yet. Okay, so let me share with you a quick little diagram of how this all comes together. Okay, so in essence, you're going to have a group of targeted visitors. Okay, those targeted visitors will be selected by you based on demographics and interests and behaviors that Facebook is allowing you to target. Okay, you're going to send an ad to them, and hopefully they will click on that ad. And if they click on that ad, they're going to go to your call to action page, your landing page that we talked about in step 1. As soon as they land on one, they get to visually use further things than you okay. If it begins to if you step and such as you in your with people and send them to a different Facebook ad and get them to purchase. If they purchase, they will go to a thank you page, they become a buyer, and they get removed from ever seeing those purchasing ads again. I don't know if you're like me and you buy something and you continuously see the ad for the thing you just bought. I don't know if you're annoyed like I am, but it's because they're not doing their advertising correctly. And I want to make sure that you do your targeting in the right way. Okay. So the group A, the people who don't know you, they're going to show up in this area. The targeted group that you are going to base on the database of Facebook. And then once they become a visitor or a subscriber or a buyer, they're part of that second group that we're really looking for, the people who we can advertise to more cheaply and at a different relationship. That's where your success is going to come along. Okay, so the question then becomes, who is your Facebook audience? Okay, so in this case, I've said everybody who lives in Minneapolis within about 25 mile radius, and it shows you a cool little graphic of where that looks like. You can do multiple cities, you can do multiple zip codes, you can do all countries if you want to, but by targeting a small group, you really laser in on a particular demographic or a particular type of person, and you can go from there. Another example, let's say that Andrew is looking for new groups to target, and I'm consulting with him on marketing lead pages to more people. I might say, okay, let's do all 35 to 55-year-olds who are interested in landing pages. They're interested in the show Shark Tank, so they're involved in entrepreneurship in some way, as well as The Profit. So these are 2 TV shows that are in the U.S. or Canada that allow people to, pitch investors. So if they're interested in that sort of thing, I figure, hey, they might be interested and then I'm going to pay for the current parts group and I just most so I can try and just do a kit then you have go and this is the you're able to focus your attention on people that you can really know very well. Your ads can speak to them. You understand what they're about and what their interests are. And then you can use imagery that reflects that too. And then you target bigger and bigger audiences along the way. Okay, so that's all group A. Those are the groups of people that don't know who you are, and you start sending them ads and get them to become part of group B. So group B are the remarketing groups. So they come in 3 flavors. Number 1 is they've been a visitor to your website but haven't signed up to your list and they haven't purchased yet. So they've been to your web pages and a pixel was fired so that they could be noted inside of Facebook system as having been there. Another group of people you can remarket to are subscribers. So they've signed up to your email list at some time in the past, and you've uploaded them into your Facebook account. You can live our pages and a and revise your box. You that's and that so use the peer that you really will have early and being from this they didn't buy. They've never visited your thank you page for your customers. You can advertise to them a special offer for your product. But a corollary example would be people who visited your pricing page and also visited your thank you page. They become customers. You're not going to want to advertise directly to them. So again, to visualize this, you're going to be treating visitors very differently than subscribers or buyers, right? You're going to send ads to them until they opt in. And as soon as they opt in and become a subscriber, you remove them from being part of that visitor custom audience. You can treat them completely different. Likewise, if somebody's a subscriber, you can send them to an ad that they continue to see until they purchase. And once they purchase, they visit the thank you page, become a buyer, then you remove them from ever seeing those ads again. Does that make sense? Because targeting the right audience and money for give everything. So somebody and who's anything and then tell Facebook, okay, if they visit this page and that pixel is hired, that this is what that means. They've been converted to a subscriber or they've been converted into a buyer. Okay. All right. Let's see. Great questions so far coming in. And thank you, Andrew, for answering so many of these because we've got a ton of people who are excited about what's being shared so far. Let's see. Does Facebook use my uploaded list? So they're going to basically only match the data of existing Facebook users. So if you upload an email list and they can match the user base, then they already have them on their list. And if they don't see that person's email, they don't use that particular email. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else for these questions. Scotty says, you keep saying tell Facebook to exclude. What do you mean tell Facebook? So what I mean by that is inside let me think then we call that something. So these are called interested visitors. Is how I would call them, okay? And you can add a description so that it helps you know exactly what these people are. So they visited the pricing page but have not checked out. Okay, so that's how you create an audience, just like that. You include certain people, you exclude certain people, and then you're able to move forward faster by advertising just to those people very differently than people who've never been to your pages before. Okay, so I hope that helps you, Scotty, with what your question was, because it's a very important part of that process. So thanks for asking for that clarification. Okay, all right. Andrew said, is there a different pixel per campaign? So no, the pixel is now universal across the entire setup. Okay. Now there's one third group I want to look for. Everything this costs a little bit more than your own group of people. But they look at your list of buyers, they look at your list of subscribers, and they match up the behavior, the likes, the activity they do online. Everything's connected through their Facebook database of information. And they're able to make a lookalike audience based on who looks like your customers or who looks like your subscribers. And all you have to do is say, okay, let's take everybody who's subscribed to my list. Let's make a lookalike audience in a specific country, and then we can scale it up from almost 2 million people to almost 20 million people that look like your specific subscriber or buyer. Okay, so again, I wouldn't do this right away if you're starting out small, but once you have success and you're running out of people to target based on who knows you, you can then use this lookalike audience and greatly expand who you can reach. And if you know your numbers, you would be able to okay. That's who I know with space of I don't know is actually what does they watch. All of those things you can target as a saved audience become elements of a lookalike audience as well. And they're able to do it, and it matches up quite nicely. Now, as you can see, if you've read the fine print here, the bigger the audience of lookalike, the less they match closely to your group of people. So I would recommend that you keep this slider down here low so that it matches as much as possible. Okay. All right, let's see. I think we're good on those. Okay, so let's go ahead on to step number 3. So step number 3 is to create ads to your landing page. And you want to make sure that you did step 2 because this combines together with this step for the most success you can have. Okay, so what do you advertise? Well, you advertise based on who is receiving the advertisement. Right? It doesn't make sense to advertise here we look for say that and think about the message. So example to base if you such speaking use they were this or this will this or but they're interested in list building. We've targeted them based on their relationship to business, entrepreneurship, small business owner, etc. We're going to send them to an ad, or we're going to send them to a page that gives them a lot of value for what they are wanting to receive. Now, if they've already visited us and they haven't become a subscriber yet, we're going to do a retargeting campaign or a remarketing campaign back to that same landing page, but we might use different language. It might be, hey, you forgot to sign up for the webinar, or hey, don't forget that you can download this free report. It's going to infer that we've already got a little bit of a relationship. Right? The subscriber, meanwhile, they've already signed up to the list, so we're not going to send them back to the opt-in page for the webinar or for the free gift or the download. Instead, we'll start sending them ads to purchase the product that they haven't bought yet. And again, if they're innocent, so it makes there's a kind of gift. People have figure out before they're in everything. Okay, so hello, new interface for their education. Questions about engaging content, especially for that cold traffic. Okay, so ask good questions, be inquisitive, have some imagery or video even that makes people stop in the middle of the feed and want to look at more of what you have. Okay. Now, another thing about ad images and the ad copy is you want to make sure you match your ad copy to your landing page copy. So if you're utilizing Lead Pages, for example, and you're using a page like this, find out what really works with leadership development in your teams, then this would be part of your ad copy. You'd actually put this as the title of the ad itself. So where you put in the ad copy, so this free online training, sign up now, we might put that kind of title right into that spot of the ad campaign. And then we would explain a little bit further in the text that's up here at the top. Okay, so make sure your ad should be better. Your interaction wasn't targeting a group of women who are between 35 and 45. They're likely to have a kid who's anywhere from 10 to 20 years old, right? So you can have an image of a woman with a 13-year-old kid as part of what's going to attract attention to that particular person if that's part of your demographic. Okay. Meanwhile, if you're working with people who are in their later 50s or early 60s, you're going to want to relate to what their lifestyle is like. What's their activity? Where are they going for vacation? That kind of stuff. Okay, so relate your images to your targeted characteristics. You also want to experiment with video. We've seen a lot of great success with video in our Facebook campaigns because they do such a great job of calling attention to something that's moving. I don't know if you've noticed this, but when people scroll down the page, videos autoplay, right? So that is going to make real but called carousel ads. So carousel ads allow you to have multiple images and multiple titles, descriptions for each ad. And it goes something like this. Somebody will click on this little side button and it allows them to scroll through. And at the end of the chain is going to be a final call to action. But each of these panels is actually clickable to something different from one another. You can send them to the same thing if you want, or you can actually advertise to something completely different. So as an example, we have a link that goes to the landing page homepage. Then we have one that goes to our pricing page. Then we have a third panel that goes to a tutorial, a fourth panel that goes to a different page that describes what it is that we do, and then a final page that says see more at leadpages.net. So it doesn't matter to us really which one is getting clicked on as long as we're sending people to that. And what we're noticing is separate your ad sets for desktop and mobile. So in other words, when you make an ad campaign, you can say whether or not those ads are being shown to people who are on their desktop or laptop or people who are on their phones or mobile devices. And the reason you want to do that is because people's behaviors on desktops and laptops are very different than when they're on mobile. And your ability to get people to buy something on a mobile device might not be as strong as if they're on their laptop. So on a mobile device, you might want to make sure that you're focusing your ads on getting the lead. And then on the desktop, that's when you're going to be more emphasizing purchasing. Okay. Also, make sure that you're using the Business Manager and Power Editor, not just boosting your posts, because you get more control, you get more data, and it's a lot easier to control, especially if you're working with a team of people who are helping you manage ads, or if you work with an agency at some point down the road, it's easier for them to work with your Business Manager account instead. Boost already your and engage with it and give you best results. Also, one final point is to optimize for conversion, not for clicks. So Facebook is in the business of making money, right? So they can charge you by clicks, or they can charge you based on your number of clicks that result in sales. And ultimately, in your perspective, you want to optimize for conversion, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if people click through your ads if nobody's buying. So by putting those pixels in place in step number 1, it allows Facebook to know where are your conversion points, and then it allows you to optimize for that process. So you get as much return on your ad spend investment as possible. Okay, so before we go on to step 4, I want to check in with you and see if there's some questions that maybe Andrew has selected for me, or anything else that I can go over real quick before we go to step number 4. I want to make sure that as a boosted post, because it's already on my wall, it's already got views. I can boost that post from within the Power Editor. Okay, but if I want to test out something different and I don't want it to show up on this particular page, then I use a dark post. And it's called dark just because it's hidden. It's not visible on our wall as a company, but it is visible in the news feed of the people who we've targeted. So you use both because they both can be very effective at getting the word out about whatever it is that you're trying to market to. Okay, great question for that. Scotty says, this is blowing my mind in a good way. Kim says, yes, this is very helpful. Thank you. And Christine says, yes, very interesting, very helpful from Michael. Thanks, with a bunch of exclamation points from Andy. Jacqueline asks, we should about fine-tune that as much as you can. And you're going to play this game around targeting as best as you can, matching that with ads for your landing pages that people are going to want to click on, visit, and get engaged with. Okay, and then you'll go from there. And ideally, your ads and targeting will go hand in hand to having great results for you. Okay. All right, awesome. Next question, the next step number 4, is to convert more. So step 1 was to have high converting landing pages with pixels on them. Step 2 is to target the right people. Step 3 is to make sure that your ads are going towards the right landing pages and are matched up really nicely. Step 4 is to convert more and to get more results at every single stage. So you want to optimize for clicks. You want to optimize for landing page conversions. You want to optimize for more social sharing, for free traffic, and you ultimately want to get more For example, we might just change this from free instant access to something like download the leadership guide. Okay, and just by making that one change and saving it as a variation, we may see an improvement on the conversion rate. So what happens if you have the opportunity to see, for example, something that says, download the leadership guide converts at a specific rate. Okay, so let's say it's at 25%, or you're doing Facebook ads, it might be like 12%. Okay, so at 12% of a rate, we're going to see this particular page convert. Okay, and by changing this to download the leadership guide, maybe it converts at 15%. Well, 12% to 15% doesn't seem like a lot, right? But 12% to 15% is actually a 25% improvement. Fast and easy to do. You just saw me do a split in 30 seconds, right? It's just that easy to do it. And then you can just keep tweaking and profiting from that process. Okay, so most importantly, you want to know your numbers. So everything becomes much more likely to succeed for you when you know how much a customer is worth. If you know your new customer is worth $250 and you spend $100 to acquire that customer, you can do that all day long, right? Even if it's up to $225, I would say spend $225 to get a $250 customer. Why not? It's pretty much a 10% profit margin, and a lot of companies on this planet would kill for a 10% profit margin. As a SaaS company, as a software service, we'd like bigger margins than that. But depending on your market and your industry, that might be great numbers. But you need to know what those are. You also want to make sure you're paying attention to your conversion stats on Facebook and your analytic page. I'm going to quick overview for weeks for somebody to get back to you with changes. If you want to modify anything, you can do it your own, or someone on your team can really learn it. You can split test those landing pages in a matter of seconds, and I'll personally help you master it faster because I do live training every single week, including this Friday. So Wednesdays and Fridays, I give you training on exactly how to use lead pages and make sure you're up to speed. Plus, we have amazing support team to make sure any tech hurdles that run into you with lead pages are solved quite quickly. So you can figure this out on your own. You can experiment as long as you'd like to, and hopefully get to success at some point. But I can tell you from working with lots and lots of people, they usually quit right here in the middle of that experiment zone when they lose money. And with us at your side, you're able to shrink down that experiment zone and be in success much faster, both from the free course that I'm going to be giving you in a second and the ongoing training from Rob and Mike Pisciata. All these are just a small handful of people who are recommending lead pages to their audiences because of how well they work for their own campaigns. So I promised you a free gift and a special offer. So let me share the special offer with you real quick. If you join Lead Pages today, while we're on this webinar together at the Pro or Advanced Annual or 2-year level, you'll receive 5 profit building bonuses. And you do this by going to www.leadpages.net/FB-bonus. Okay, go ahead and go to that page right now. It's going to open up in a new window, and I'm going to walk you through what you'll get and how you have a 30-day guarantee and all that other cool stuff. Okay, so on this page, you're going to see the different options that are available to you. I recommend the Pro Annual level. If you are working with clients, if you have an agency or you have colleagues that you want to work with, share 2 pages as you're also trying to against your ads just to make sure you're getting as best conversion as possible. You'll have lead links so that you'll be able to segment your list and get people sign up to webinars from your email campaigns, not just from your ads. You also get lead digits. This is a feature that has been reserved for advanced level members. You're getting them as a pro level membership. That means that you can have people sign up to your list via text message. So they send in a text, they reply back with their email, they're added to your list. And we've seen people run Facebook ads where the lead digit is the text that's on the screen, and people don't even have to click the ad. They can just text the word to the number that they see on the ad. You also become an affiliate, so we send you 30% recurring commissions. You can upload your own templates if you want to. You also save money with partner discounts, and you get a live chat support with your membership. The advanced level, chooses with what little text above the ad looks like, what the text below the ad looks like, which sign up buttons we're using. All that's part of our swipe bio. Bonus number 2, you get a landing page course. So obviously, if you're using Lead Pages, you don't have to worry about the design of your landing pages, but you might want to get better at what words you want to use on your landing pages. And that's what the landing page course will do for you. Bonus number 3, we'll create a resource guide lead magnet for you. So if you're stuck on what are you going to give away, tell us what your top 4 or 5 resources are, and we'll convert it into a really beautiful resource guide that you can give away to your audience in exchange for their email address. That'll keep them coming back for more and get your list to grow with people who are interested in what you have to offer. Bonus number 4, we're going to give you permanent access to a recent extended director's cut of a training that Andrew and I did for Facebook advertising to our customers. And bonus number 5, we're going to give you and just let just do this offer. So thank you to Kelly for jumping on board, for Claire. Welcome to Lead Pages. With the next one is Alan. Congrats for joining in. El Musa, congratulations for jumping on board. We've got Jennifer. We've got, let's keep scrolling through the list here real quick. We've got Robert. Congrats for jumping on board. Robert N. Marika, thanks for jumping on board. We've also got Kristen T. Congrats. We have Louis M. Congratulations for jumping in. Ashley C. Thanks for jumping on board, taking advantage of it. Sveni, thanks for jumping on board and welcome to Lead Pages. Amy K, thanks for jumping on board. We've got Sean F also jumping on board. And I know a number of you are in the middle of filling it out. So as my delay of the email comes in, I will thank you as well. Pages might be worth mentioning sending traffic off of Facebook. There are a bunch of distractions. Yes. So one of the things that you have available to you is you can post a lead page to a Facebook page. Okay. So if I go to, for example, facebook.com/ConversionCast is one of our pages, you'll notice that there is a tab for a free report, okay? So you can take any lead page and you can publish it as a Facebook tab, and it'll show up like this. You'll have all these little things here with the tabs that you would have. You have the full lead page that gets pulled in, and it has the lead box right there for people to click into. Okay, so you can use that if you want to, okay? But if you do that, I want you to know that it's distracting for people. There's no links, so so when it's thing clever over that we're out of everything way down without to do the put as many pages out as you'd like to and make sure it's working for you. And at the end of the day, I hope that you're able to recuperate your investment in lead pages within that first month with your successful advertising campaigns. So just click on the Get Started button and then finish the payment process, and you'll be in great shape from that. Okay. James asks, does Lead Digits work in the UK? Absolutely. So one of the things that, thanks for asking about that, Lead Digits works in 4 countries. So when you go to make a lead digit, you're able to choose from 4 different countries, and then from within those countries, you can choose different lead digits. So in the UK, you have a series of numbers. You can choose from either of these, and then you can choose what you wanted to say. Okay, so if I did James, you could have people text James to this number, have them reply with an email, and have it send you a notification. And then have images available we could use for an ad on Facebook. Absolutely. So within, I'll show you how to get free images on our training on Friday. As a matter of fact, you can get, I think we're up to about 300 images now that you can have access to for free, that you can use on your landing pages as well as on your particular ads that you want. You get free use of them as part of our arrangement.